Okay.
Push the button.
The button. I think you know a couple things about buttons with your push 2 next to you. That looks pretty. That looks pretty nifty,
I have
Katie.
so many buttons over here. I forget half the time what they do.
It's kind of amazing to see that. I don't. I have so much respect for all of you who use the push 2 system. It looks completely crazy to me.
Yeah. Oh, it's not even on. Let me turn it on.
Yeah. But how long did it take you to? Again, this is another thing that I should probably like wait till we actually get going. But I am honestly very curious about that. Like, how long did it take you to get to know like what all the buttons do and how to push different things and how they all line up?
A really long freaking time.
Oh yeah.
A lot of YouTube videos were involved.
Right.
It took me longer than I would have liked, and there's still so much to learn too, but I love it.
It's cool, and I know that
place now.
That's awesome. That's really, and it never really ends, right? Like I think the journey of music is always going to be, there will always be like, things to learn. So that's always an exciting moment. Let's see, just gonna guess this one. Okay. All right, you can swear here, but yeah, that's a good point. Brendan has said that you can swear here. That is an important point. So if you do want to cuss, Katie, you are completely authorized to do so. Let's see. There we go. I do want to, yes, I want to thank a lot of folks for recent follows. So Twinkie the Kid 1, Josh Moose, and the Dilly Bean. I really thank you so much for following the Sandwich Show. You're very kind, everybody. So nice to meet you all. Hey, Tina, it's good to see you too. Welcome in. Nice to see you, Tina. Tina, can we give a shout out to our mutual friend, IndubitablyBrendan? Our friend Brendan. Now, did I remember to get off the thing? I did not get off the thing. Oh shoot, we might disconnect. Okay. Okay, sorry folks.
Should I refresh? Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry everybody. Yeah, that was my fault. What happened was I still had my VPN connection on, and that means that everything on my network's going to be slower if I don't turn that off. So I turned that back off. And now we should be back. And you can hear me okay, Katie?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, great. You deliver Fina Egypt in Egypt. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Brendan, thank you though. So just to repeat, the Dilly Bean, Josh Moose, and Twinkie the Kid 1. Thank you so much for the follows, everybody. Like that's really, really kind. Appreciate your follows. Nice to have you as part of the Sam Fam, everyone. Are we on? I think we should be on at this point. So anyone in chat, if you can confirm or deny, let us know. But yeah. But Tina, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. There we go. Yeah. Might still have some network. We might still have some network stuff early on because I think, in my apartment we have a lot of people using the internet, so like we'll see how it goes. But I think it should be all right. Famous last words, you say? We'll see. Okay, cool. Did I remember to get off the VPN? That's the first time that's happened though. Like about 2 years doing the Sandwich Eye. That's actually the first time I've actually had that. I've actually forgotten about that. So, good run, I guess. Is the network a little? Is the internet decent where you are? Is it good where you are? Like, how is your internet when you do streams?
It's so. I live in an apartment complex, so we have a lot of people trying to use it all. It could be better, but it's fine.
Yep. Cool. Yep. I mean, yeah, I think that's actually true of everybody who has internet. Like, it could always be better wherever we are. Same for me. I mean, I think the dream would be to have like FiOS, fiber optic internet. That would be awesome. But big cities tend to not have them. Have that readily available. Okay, just need to do a quick thing on the text, and I should be ready to go too. So, friends, are you ready to have some conversations and sandwiches? Are we back? We should be back. Brendan, do you refresh? Oh, I should. Okay, I think we should be good to go. Okay, all right, let's do this. Here we go. I'm excited.
Yay.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, let's do the thing. Here we go. Hi, everybody. It's so nice to have you back. I thank you so much for coming down tonight. I apologize for taking so long to do a stream. I was not planning to go a whole week without streaming, but I took a little mini vacation. I tried to squeeze one in. It didn't quite work out. But we're here tonight, and we have a pretty awesome guest. I'd like to introduce you to a fabulous musician, a looper, and someone who's on their way to TwitchCon Paris pretty soon, like within a month. Folks, let's say hello to our friend Catey Peters. Hello, Catey. Welcome to the sandwich. It's so nice to meet you.
Hi, Davey. Hi, chat. It's very nice to be here right now. I'm excited to talk all the things with you, and yeah, can't wait to start.
Let's do it. First, let's give a couple of shout outs. First to all your friends from your community, including our friend IndubitablyBrendan, who is also a mod at your channel. Thank you so much for your support and getting the word out about Catey. It's great how you be, good times. It's been really fun getting to know your show too, and all the things you do on your channel. I can see that even I can see that you have a lot of good technology behind you. We talked a little bit before the stream about your about the Push2 system and the learning curve that's involved. I mean, and then yeah. Now, how long have you been working? Have you been looping with the Ableton system?
It probably has been. I could have looked this up beforehand, but this was a community goal. We raised the funds to get this. Probably, I want to say in 2021, maybe early 2022. And probably the first, I want to say 5 months that I had it, I didn't know how to set up my computer to make it run properly. And it was such a learning curve. I watched probably hundreds of YouTube videos on just how to get the audio settings right. Just audio alone.
Wow. I gotcha.
It was insane. And then once I got the audio down and I learned, how to press start and record and all that jazz, I quickly got the hang of it. And luckily, I'm now where I am today with it, where I can, make full songs, full bands, and, make a song really pop.
Yeah, it's all sounding pretty good. I mean, I think I've been on some of your streams recently, and I might have been lurking on one or two of them, but it was it's definitely pretty polished at this point. Like, it sounds very pro what you're doing. And I did want to comment on your visuals. Well, your camera looks great. The lighting looks incredible. Like, where did you get the inspiration to set up your streaming the right way it does? It looks really, 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 really fresh and pro and all of that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been almost 2 years I've been on Twitch. Everything has slowly upgraded. I want to emphasize on the slowly bit. It doesn't happen overnight. I did not have all this stuff. I did not start with all this stuff. I saved all my coins and my biddies to get where we are today. And I will say the main inspiration for how everything has come about, and specifically what camera I use and the lights. There is a really fantastic streamer here on Twitch. Her name is Kendralissa. She's also a fellow looper. She is probably one of the biggest people I look up to here on the platform when it comes to quality of streams. And, she's really someone that I, really, really like.
That's a great, first of all, that's a great source of inspiration. Kendra has definitely set the bar high in all those areas. You're absolutely right. And
I'm glad you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's phenomenal. She's out of Canada. I don't know if she's out of Toronto, but she is. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's Toronto.
Yeah. It totally tracks. Like, the style of music you play, the acoustic vibes, the cozy tunes, like the whole thing
Hmm.
really feels very much in the same vein. Um, that's really great. I hope she's caught on to your show too, because like I think it is very. Oh, thank you, Stella Rock Music. Thank you so much for the follows on Necro 306 as well. Yeah, no, but that's really cool. So see,
Hmm.
that kind of answers another question I was going to ask anyway, because I was curious as to who were some of your inspirations on Twitch. But that's a really good rock on which to lean.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I'd say Kendra and also Justine Griffin.
oh yeah,
Is that
yeah.
her name? Griffin?
I know the
Um,
name. I'm not as familiar with that channel, but it
yeah,
sounds like
she's
it's oh yeah,
another one of the Ableton users.
it's quite a community, right? And then you also have
Hmm.
folks like Alana Maddie who are
Oh
also
yeah.
part of that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Um, now, I mean, so you've built this up, and it does have that feel. How did you get to know some of the people in your community over time? Because it sounds like your community has really come through for you. They've made bid goals,
Hmm.
and other goals, and I would presume at this point follower goals too. So that's pretty exciting.
Hmm. Yeah, I will say my community started out, I've always had a very close-knit, like supportive family, especially my parents. They didn't know what Twitch was when I started, but they were not hesitant to download it the very first day. They were my very first followers. They've been in chat since day one, and they're always plugging my channel anywhere they go when they're at work, whoever they're talking to, they're like, you got to check out my daughter's stream. So they're probably one source of how I get the people in my stream that I do. And then also, being a musician, you make lots of friends, and it's just also putting yourself out there in other people's communities and making friends and going about it that way. Um, yeah.
I it's not nothing, honestly. Um, to have your parents' support is huge because not everybody's going to be on
Mm.
board with that sort of thing. I'm like, that just seems crazy. Why are you on camera so much? Aren't you worried about your privacy? Yeah, such and such. I can see the parental concerns behind streaming on Twitch. So it's great that they have your back on that. Um, and I think I understand they are in chat too from time to time.
Yeah, my dad's actually one of my mods. He's there 24/7 looking
Yeah,
out for me. Mom, she's there most of the time. I don't make her a mod. She just kind of hangs out and chats with the chat whenever she can.
cool. Nico306 says they are fun to hang with chat too. Good banter. That's good to hear. Absolutely, I love that. Um, so let's go back to the TwitchCon. Let's go back to TwitchCon for a second because we talked about that. I think as we started the stream, this is
Hmm.
exciting. You're gonna get a chance to visit a continent for the first time. You're gonna get a chance to see. Is this gonna be your first TwitchCon too, or is this? Have you been to TwitchCon before elsewhere?
It'll also be my first TwitchCon. Yeah.
Ooh. So as you go to this new country, this new city, this new type of event, um, there's just a three-part question. Like, what are you most
Okay.
looking forward to visiting in Europe? Like, some place you've always wanted to go to. What are some of the places you're looking forward to seeing when you're there?
Hmm. So start with this question. We have already got our Eiffel Tower tickets booked because I heard sometimes that can be a pain to navigate when you're there. So you can actually go online and get tickets for it in advance. So we're gonna do that. We have that planned one day. I'm really excited. We have a brunch that we're planning with some of my fellow Twitch streamers that are in my stream team called Fever to Tell.
Mm-hmm.
We're all gonna, I don't know if they've met each other before, but it's gonna be my first time meeting all of them. So I'm excited to, meet them. And then we also are gonna take advantage of all the, the touristy stuff in Paris. We're not going outside of Paris. So we're just gonna do all the museums, the Mona Lisa, everything we can do. Um, so we're just gonna make the most of it.
That's fantastic. And look, you can find a week of things to do in Paris. There'll be no
Hmm.
problem with there. That sounds phenomenal. You can think
Yeah.
about like some of the great fresh baked goods that you can all the cliches. The wine, the food, the bait, the
Yes.
pastries. I'm sure
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll see if it lives up to the hype. I'm curious to see. That's great. That's really great. Now at TwitchCon, you mentioned some of the people you're looking forward to. Now, Fever to Tell is a really serious group. Like, it was founded by Sachi Boom, and there are a lot of pretty mega big streamers and mega cool streamers on this platform too. People I know too, because our friend CW Guitars is part of that. Jane Huntsman's part of that. There's a lot of really cool musicians who are in on this team. So, within that group, are there any particular people that you're looking forward to meeting for the first time?
Absolutely. Jane Huntsman is actually on my top of the list. I cannot wait to meet her. We became instant friends when we found each other here on Twitch. I'm also looking forward to Dana Baker Music. We have Auburn Music. I've already met her in person, but Hannah Rebekah Music, I got to meet her again, which will be exciting. And there's so many other people, but I can't think of their names right now.
It's a big group. That's totally understandable. Totally understandable. Mond, thank you so much. Great to see you again. I hope you're hanging. I hope you're doing well out there. Tina, can we get a shout out to our friend Monster Market? Good to see you. Our wonderful artist friend. She's done some really amazing art too. The Dilly Bean says, hello. Brendan says, it's a chill city too. I suggest any of the Paris episodes of the Anthony Bourdain shows. Intel. Good stuff. Muppet says, the Paris episodes of I'll Have What Phil Is Having is good too. I think I remember that show. Yeah. I mean, so you got a lot of different ways to prep for this trip, Katie. There's a lot of different shows on Netflix and YouTube that you can go with. And Jimmy says, do I have balls? I'll explain that during Sandwich of the Week, which is actually coming up in a minute or two. But the answer to the question is yeah. Okay, Jamie, this is very interesting timing. It's good to see you, Jamie. How you doing? Jamie, shout out, Jamie. So it's National Falafel Day. So that's what we're chatting about. Yeah. So I do. We'll get to all the balls. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But that's great. Yeah. No, that is all really cool. If you've not been before, they have a stage called the Kappa Cabana stage, which I think applies to like every TwitchCon, like wherever it is. So an opportunity to see some really cool people that you follow, especially in Europe in that case, because I think they'll probably have more European Twitch musicians there for this particular event. But
I actually know, I forgot, but now that you bring it up, yes, some people in my stream team that are going to be at the Kappa Cabana in Paris, Kevin Chambers Music.
Yes.
He's a really big one. He's going to be there, which is so awesome. I'm so happy for him.
Huge.
And I also think Miali Music, I think that's how you say her name.
Miali Music
will also be there.
Yeah, yes, I heard about that too. Yeah,
I know, it's awesome. I'm so happy for them.
And how cool is it for Mimi to get us gig there? You know, Mimi being of French descent, like getting to do a show in Paris. That's fantastic. Hey, lucky 21 months of sandwiches for Brett and Frog. Thank you so much for the 21-month resub. Let's go. It's good to see Brett Shoutington for Brett Frothing Slosh. Yes. Go follow our good friend. Also a podcaster. Yeah, Katie, that's exciting. And then getting to see them in person and getting to meet them in person, that's always really, really, really cool. So
it's gonna be too much excitement, I think. I don't know how I'm gonna handle everything. Honestly.
Yeah, I understand that. Do you have any information as to whether Kendra will be there? Because I know you mentioned Kendra early in the show.
I haven't been following that information.
Okay.
I really hope she is though, because I've seen her at previous TwitchCons. So that'd be really cool.
Yep. Okay. We'll follow up on that, folks, and let you know. All right. I'm gonna do this for our audience. We have a feature each week we call Sandwich of the Week. And so, Katie, this is how we do it. Basically, it's a staple of the show. And let me intro it to you this way. Folks, once again, it's time for that moment in the show that gets everybody the tingles. Let's bring in the Sandwich of the Week. And it's back, folks. I know you missed it. I did too. Now, every week we give the guests an opportunity to also have a sandwich of the week with us. Katie, would you have a sandwich on you for this segment tonight?
Yes, I am prepared. I'm ready.
Nice. Thank you. Let's
No
see what you
problem.
got.
Okay, I'm going first.
Yep.
So we have, this is something I made. It's very kind of random. It is a sourdough bread is the base. And then we have my favorite cheese, which is brie. You can't see it, it's underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have some prosciutto, some salami, some hot peppers, arugula. And then to complete it, there is some hot honey drizzled on it, which is my favorite. I guess it's a condiment. I don't know. And then in the back, we have some jalapeno chips because I like
Ooh.
things spicy, hence the hot honey. And yeah,
That
can't
is
wait.
fun. You know, that sandwich looks fantastic.
I can hold it up. Yeah, I'm like an okay cook, so it looks pretty good. I'm
Yeah, it
excited.
looks.
Oh, we toasted it in the air fryer, so it's got like, it's a proper sandwich.
The Deli Bean says, "Yum, I want one. I hope I hope one finds you too." That sounds great. Yeah. Nico06 says those peppers look like pepperoni. Amazing sandwich. I agree. That's Katie. That's incredible construction. I'm very impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you, thank you.
And
I
so
like sandwiches.
I love it. I love it. So do I. I love that so much. I really appreciate your enthusiasm for the sandwich. Now, the only thing about sandwich of the week this week is that I don't know if everyone's going to buy into the idea that this is in fact a sandwich. But let's utilize the auspices that this is a sandwich. It's National Falafel Day. So I got my balls. I got my falafel balls. This is falafel. A falafel pita wrap, which, yeah. This comes from a local place called the Rosemary Grill near me in the Los Angeles area. We have these awesome steak fries.
That looks so good.
For sure. And the very soft, very well constructed pita bread. This happy National Falafel Day to all of you. Do enjoy those falafel balls, my friends. And Katie, again, where did you get the bread? Because that bread looks really, really good.
It is just from the grocery store, but they have like a bakery inside, so it's fresh sourdough bread.
Yeah.
You know.
Dig it.
Does your falafel have like a sauce on it?
I'm digging through this. I'm hoping there's like yeah, I think I have the tzatziki sauce. It's kind of burnt.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yum.
Always a good call. I also got for the fries. I put together some extra. This is Thousand Island for the fries.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I'm a ranch person with my fries. That's all I need is ranch.
And no shit. Oh yeah, it's a good compliment for fries. Absolutely. Rain, you Loden. It's so good to see you. How's it going? Loden? Can we give a shout out to our friend Loden? Thank you so much for joining us. And it says that looks incredible. It does. I will taste it now and see if it tastes as incredible as it looks.
Okay, I'll take a bite too.
Yeah. Let's give it a go. These tomatoes.
Yum, yum, yum. Brendan says no ranch. I'm offended by that.
Oh, this is good stuff.
I'm so messy though.
Oh, Brendan's loyal to the blue cheese. That's understandable. Particularly with wings. I would lean blue cheese with buffalo wings myself, so.
Oh, I can't do blue cheese. No.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I can do blue cheese crumbles.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's on like a charcuterie board or something, but the sauce, I cannot do that. It's just different.
I understand it. It's really sour. I get it. Is that like kind of is it just too weird to get in? Yeah, I understand that. I like it.
Yeah, it's strong. I don't like it.
It is really, yeah, I admit it is very strong. But do enjoy the sandwich.
Wait, what is your favorite cheese? Because I said mine is brie. So you should tell me your favorite cheese.
Great question.
You can answer that question.
I think I tend to go with cheddar a lot, but sometimes I like I think cheddar winds up winning a lot just because it goes with a lot of foods. But I really like Gouda. Good smoked Gouda. Ooh,
Hmm.
it's good stuff. Um, and then Gruyere, like the really soft Gruyere cheese is also really good. So, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say cheddar. I'm pretty boring in that way, but it just works with the most things. So I think it winds up winning with me a lot.
Hmm.
Brett says cheddar is a shit melter. Yeah, true, right. What he's saying is that basically it's hard to melt cheddar cheese. It is. It is hard to melt cheddar cheese. That's true. Um, so I think what you do, like Jack is a really good melter. So Jack is a good like pepper Jack is like one of my go tos. Like that's another one.
Pepper jack.
Yeah. Braden says I personally prefer vinaigrette. I totally hear you on that. I do. Sourdough and pepper jack. Yeah, pepper jack is good. Um, Now what would be your number two? Like if
Ooh.
yeah, what's your number two cheese?
Um. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe something just classic, like maybe Colby. Or no. Parmesan. Parmesan would be my second. I love Parmesan.
Oh, Parmesan's pretty solid. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Jamie says I like my dressing to burn my throat. So I think Euloden says Euloden was a fan of vinaigrette, which balsamic vinaigrette. I love it too. That's a good one. Let's see. Necro 306 favorite cheese is Gibsonet Talbzar, kind of fresh cheese rolled in pepper, very punchy. That sounds. I have not tried it, but that sounds really good, Necro. Like that sounds really cool. Um, let's see. Parmesan Reggiano, yes. Jamie's is straight vinegar. I think that's a decent choice though. That's actually a decent choice because like like oil and vinegar can be offered as a
Mm-hmm.
dressing. That's not a terrible choice, Jamie. So let's see, pepper jack.
Yeah, I like red wine vinegar.
Yeah.
Is that straight vinegar or no?
That's a good question.
I guess that'd be
It
different.
might be a little bit. It might be a little bit tinged with like wine, which is good. Spit faster, spit faster. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Oh, I came in on cheese clock talk. Good timing. Yes. Let's hear Let's hear yours. Butter casse. Nice. Jelly beans is stracciatella cheese. It's the inside of burrata. Wow. Do you know this cheese?
No, I've never heard him say that either.
Interesting. So you've not. So you're. I wonder. I've not. That's very interesting, Dilly Bean. Have you tried it before? What do you think? It sounds really great though. Brendan says, Katie, you want to tell us who the? Yes. No, I think it's been mentioned. So Dilly Bean is.
He's my husband. If anyone doesn't know in chat, so if he says something wrong, I can correct him because I know best.
And we love it. We love it. I love it. Really great. So put that aside. Thank you so much for everyone for your accommodation adopting a pita wrap as a sandwich. We have a lot of debates on what is a sandwich, what isn't a sandwich. I'm a little bit more liberal about it than most people. I'm a little more forgiving in the definition of what a sandwich is these days. So I'm happy to accommodate any of these as sandwiches. And Brendan says he's a fantastic session musician and a foodie. So your husband is also a musician. That's cool.
Yep. That's how we got started together. It was all, hey, do you wanna play some music together? And then it just took off from there.
Yo, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Now, what kind of music what kind of instruments does your husband play?
So he is not a singer, but he makes up for it with piano and guitar, and he is insanely talented at them, way better than I am. So he can do all the crazy solos that I can't do, basically. And yeah, when we play together, it's awesome, but he does other stuff, so it's kind of rare when we do play together now.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, it sounds like a lot of fun, if nothing else, you know. Do you both have similar kinds of music you get into, or are there like differences and similarities in terms of the types of music you both get into?
I'd say we're pretty different. He got me really into like show tunes and Broadway and that sort of thing that
Hmm.
I wasn't really in tune with it before I met him. And then I don't know what I've gotten him into, but probably like the indie stuff, like the indie pop side of music, I'd
Nice.
say.
Cool. Yeah, and there's a lot there. This is really fun, isn't it? It's really great.
Yeah, it's my
Indie
favorite.
rocker. Yeah. That's an interesting call on the show tunes. Like that's interesting that I wonder if he's a classic show tunes guy, modern show tunes, or or maybe a little bit of both. Like that's a big category in itself, So like that's pretty cool. Um, Pines, good to see you tonight. SFX Pines, our good friend. I do want to show you. Let's go back to this for a second. For those who are joining us late, we have these great sandwiches. This is mine. This is a falafel sandwich. And you notice with falafel, when you bite into it, it's like green on the inside. I don't know why it's
I didn't
green,
know
but
that.
it's cool. I don't know what makes it green, though. It's really exciting. But um, if you, Katie, would you be willing to share the sandwich you had tonight as well?
Yes. Yeah, I can show you guys. We did a sourdough sandwich. It's got some hot honey, prosciutto, brie, arugula, peppers. It's pretty good.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. I, not. I'm so glad. I mean, that is a really good sandwich. Like, no, I'm not just saying that to be nice. Like, seriously, that looks like a really cool sandwich.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Brendan says hot honey goes splendid on a wood-fired pizza. We made Calvin a believer. Love it.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Do you often make your sandwiches on the show, or do you find yourself more so going out and getting yourself a sandwich when you do the sandwich
I
show?
often find that's a great question.
Yeah.
It's pretty split. Like it just depends on how much time I've got. And so today I didn't have much at all, so I ordered in this time. But I guess if I'm going to be completely fair about it, I'd probably say it's like a 3-to-1 ratio, order
Mm-hmm.
in versus make. But it's
Gotcha.
probably more. No. Let's say like 3 out of 5. So like three, like so for every 5 sandwiches on the show, 3 of them are like
Uh-huh.
I brought them in, and 2 of them I made myself. That's probably a more accurate ratio. Yeah, yeah. But I love making them. I do. It's just I wish I had more time to do it. Like I work a 9 to 5, so I don't have as
Yeah.
much time to make the sandwiches that I want to. Um. Yeah. Sir UK, what's going on? It's good to see you. He's lazy. He always buys a sandwich. That's not true. I don't always buy my
They're saying
sandwiches.
something else.
That's
I don't know,
this is
Davey.
this is my
Chat's calling you out.
yeah. I know. Alistair UK, it's good to see you. Shout out Alistair UK. Come on, Davey, be honest. I adjusted it. I said it's 3-to-2. I didn't say. There's no way they took down Styx chords. Well, you can say Davey has too much time on his hands. That's fine. You loaded in and asked the question: hot honey as in spicy hot, or hot in temperature? And I think it's spicy hot.
Yes, it is spicy.
Yeah. Pine says, "What a coincidence, Davey. You love making sandwiches. I love sandwiches that are made." Yeah, I do. It is kind of a convenient excuse. Like I don't have enough time to make sandwiches, but I don't. I don't have enough time to make. I think I would definitely like if I could come up with the ingredients and everything. It's really a moment of. It's definitely a pride of craftsmanship. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we've had some real bangers in the past too. Like I think I remember the oven baked ones are my personal favorites that I've made in myself. I do make some of them, Alistair. I should mention. In fact, actually, I think the last sandwich we did, I made that. I made that sandwich. Like I made a grilled. I made a grilled, like a grilled peanut butter sandwich with chocolate chips in there. So it was all melty.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that one I made for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would
Brendan.
like to try making my own bread sometime. Like I've never dabbled in that,
Ah.
but I feel like that'd be fun.
So were you not in on it? So I guess it's safe to say then you weren't in on the sourdough making craze of 2020.
No, I was not. Nope.
Yeah, I think I think if you had like they have bread machines, right? So would you get one of those, or would you really try to go like all in, like just make it from scratch, bake it, do it all from like the ground up?
I kind of have it planned out in my head that if the day ever came that I did make bread myself from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
I would do focaccia bread,
Okay.
like rosemary focaccia bread. Just sounds amazing. And that one I think is really easy. You do all the stuff and then you don't need a bread machine. You just like poke holes in it and then you let it rise and then you put it in the oven. I feel like it's easy. I've seen some videos. I just haven't. I'm too lazy to do it, basically.
It takes time, Katie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peter the Modding Mod, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad. Thanks for checking in at this late hour. Same to you, Alistair. Both of them, we're talking about UK friends. Both of them are out in the UK. It's great to see both of you tonight, everybody. Shout outs to both, everyone. I've been good. I've been called out for not making enough sandwiches on the channel, but other than that, I've been good.
No, that was rough.
It's all right. Alistair's a good friend of ours. Like, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. It's all good.
Well, that's good.
I'm just glad he didn't push the button yet. I can enjoy the sandwich for the time being. Yeah, I did bake a pie last week. That happened.
Oh, nice.
That was cool. The only thing, but I mean, to be fair, I did pre-buy the pie shell, like, so like you can make the pie crust from scratch. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, what kind of pie was it?
It was a clear lemon meringue pie. It was awesome. Nice. It was awesome. It tasted great too. And there's the button. Okay, so Alistair has pushed the button. Katie, we have a redeem on here that is called the Bean Boozled. So it is these stinky jelly beans. And thank you for the redeem, Alistair. I basically did that to myself. All good. It's
going to be so bad.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I used to have this as a redeem on my Twitch channel, and I took it off almost immediately because I could not handle it.
I think that is so smart.
Oh my gosh, I cannot do those.
Yeah, that is so smart. You did it early too, so like there isn't so it doesn't build, like the anticipation doesn't build up. Phenomenal call there, Katie. You are the smart one. All right, so I got this tonight. This bean for Alistair UK, and I see you, Peter, as well. I'll go put that in before you go to bed. This is either going to be popcorn. Can't even see it, but this is either going to be popcorn or rotten egg. Oh boy, this could be. Do we have the popcorn? I think we got the popcorn, folks. We have the popcorn. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, rigged. Okay.
Good for you, because I never got the good ones when I did it.
I just off-X them instead. Better luck next time, Alistair. But thank you for the redeem anyway. I did get lucky. That was big time luck. Very lucky, folks. Thanks, Alistair, for the redeem. Better luck next time. We have an additional redeem. This. Peter the Modding Mod, our good friend, has redeemed the Mentos trick. This is it. These Mentos guys were big like 15 years ago. And maybe it's like 18 years ago nowadays, but... Oh, Dancer Chef Frank, it's so good to see you in our chat tonight. Welcome in, my friend. We are here at CateyPetersMusic. Oh, no. Am I out of Mentos? That's embarrassing. Katie, 1 second. I gotta go check and see if I got no more Mentos around.
Sounds good.
May have to refund your points, Peter. I'm so sorry. Poor management on my end. I may refund the points anyway, because I only have one tablet. How are you doing? Mentos and Coke on carpet is beyond me. Steeman, so good to see you. How's it going? Shout out, Steeman, friend. It's good to see you. Whoa! Okay. That was... Okay. Right,
scary.
Here we go. This is only one tablet. What can happen with one tablet? We're going to find out. Let me get some lighting first.
This is mighty brave.
Oh! Alright. Here we go. Eh, it's not much. I pulled it away early. I was like, that wasn't it. That was not it. I owe you some points, Peter. I'm so sorry. My bad.
Out of all the times you've done that, has it ever gone over the bucket?
No, actually, it hasn't. It's kind of spilled around it. So it's spilled, if that's what you mean, or do you mean like has it overflowed?
Just like if it's ever gotten out of the bucket.
Oh no, it's definitely gone out of the bucket. Yeah, numerous times. In fact, like even this one, I think. Yeah, we've had some pretty. If you go to the clips on our channel, you'll see the highlights. Like there have been some that have come completely out of the bucket. It's gone like way up here one time. It's gone over the piano. It's gone in the bedspread one time.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. Has it gone to the ceiling? Not here, Spitfester. But there was one time when we did a stream, I set one up in the bathroom, and that one went all the way to the ceiling for sure. That was exciting. That was an exciting night.
It's exciting.
Pine says Davy's carpet smells like mint coke. Yeah, Brenda says Composey was on when it got in the bedspread, right? Mom instinct in full. Yeah, that's right. She was. Yep. Our good friend Composey. Let me catch up on chat, Katie, before we continue. You should have seen it when the big ball. Yeah. That was the first one, the first big one. So we had the Mentos that I didn't even know. I was like the first attempt at it. So it spilled all over here. It went straight forward and got all over my keyboard. And
that's the worst.
my OBS was all jacked up for like 10 minutes. Is it bad that I was there for that? I don't know, Peter. Thank you for the redeem. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna give your points back, Peter. That was not fair. I felt like I didn't do a good job with that. I'll go back and get some more Mentos next time. So we'll do that. But Katie, back to our conversation. Definitely a really great run. You've been at it for how long have you been at streaming? You've had over 2,000 followers. That's an amazing run. That's really great. It's not nothing to have 2,000 followers. So that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
But if
I think we're gonna hit 2 years in January.
That's great. What a run.
Yeah.
That's cool. So super good. I mean, and what have been some of your favorite memories of those 2 years so far?
We'll say some of my favorite memories, and then we'll say some of chat's favorite memories, because we might have different opinions on those things.
True.
We'll start with me. Some of my favorite memories. I remember when we were trying to get to 600 followers. This was back in 2021. Everything looked so different in here. I was different. I was pretty shy when I first started, and we got raided by Holocene here on Twitch. It was so unexpected, so crazy. I couldn't comprehend what was happening like in the moment. I think, also when I had that many people join, I was also a little bit afraid. And I don't think I kept the stream going for, a lot longer, because it was just so kind of scary to have that many people in your stream all at once when you had 10 people in there and then you had hundreds. But I still look back at that, and it was a really, really happy memory. And I was very grateful that, they chose to raid me, and it like opened my eyes to so many things. So that was one of my favorite memories to have happened yet. And the chat is already they're already spoiling what I was gonna say. Yes, Necro306. I will say the chat's favorite memory is when I smashed an egg on my head. It was part of my 1,000 follower subathon, and it was like the last redeem. I made it super high so that, hopefully I didn't have to crack an egg on my head. But, if we got there, then obviously that'd be great. Like, we did it. Let's crack an egg. There's a clip in chat. If you want to watch that later, Davey, feel free. But yeah, that was
we don't have to wait.
And fun at the same
the
time.
clip right here. We could show right now. I'll do it later. I don't want to do that to you, but thank you for linking that, everybody. Peter says, I remember. Well, first of all, good job, great recall by the chat. Great job recalling that iconic moment for Catey Peters.
Iconic.
1 year stream anniversary. That's really great. I mean, you've had that sounds like you've in your 2 years you've had a lot of iconic moments already. That's really great.
Yeah.
The Dilly Bean, your husband, says, I want the egg to come back. I try all the time. All the time. What would it take for you to revive the egg on your channel?
Maybe, guys, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we can do it for the 2 year. You have proof of me saying it right here, right now. So, we'll bring it back for the 2 year. How about that? I know you guys miss it.
I say go for it, everybody. And whatever that I love it. Absolutely. I hope I can be there for it. How close are you to the 2 year? Are you what?
In January 12th.
Okay.
Is when we're gonna hit that.
I'll mark it on my calendar. January 12th.
Yeah.
Potential egg and 2 year stream anniversary. I love it. Clip it. That's a win. You should clip it. So you have documented proof so that if Catey decides to deny it, then you have the clip from, hey, you got some follows. I think
we did. We did.
Y'all go follow Catey.
The lights are proof.
That is great.
Every time you guys follow, my lights go crazy. So.
Well, let's keep it going.
But no, Davey, I actually just remembered on the topic of like my favorite memories to come from Twitch. I'm just now remembering we did back in, I think it was November 2022, November 2022. We did an interview here on Twitch over on Rolling Stone's channel, which was absolutely unbelievable. It was crazy that opportunity even like came forth, and that was a very, very scary interview, but also so freaking cool.
Oh yeah, I mean those guys are iconic. I mean, the Rolling Stone magazine basically interviewed you. That's so cool. Like, how nervous were you nervous going into that? Like, describe your emotions as you did that. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I was like planning everything like the week prior, making sure that everything was good. They asked me to play 5 songs. So I got to do, the interview. They said, we're going to interview you, then you're going to play a song, and then we'll interview you again, play a song. That was like the flow where, I break it up. I break up the interview with, playing some tunes. And it was really hard to pick the songs. I definitely wanted to do some originals, but I also wanted to do, a couple like well-known tunes as well. So what did I do? I did Crazy by Gnarls Barkley, and I did Put Your Records On by Corinne Ray Bailey. And then I did 3 originals. So it was really fun. But it was really nerve-wracking the day of because they had me log on to Zoom early, and I had to like chat with their like tech department, and like it was like a video Zoom, so I saw the tech department's like full room. It was crazy. It was like the backstage of like SNL, like what I pictured it looking like, and it was like so like surreal that I was there in that moment. And like I just remember that being like one of the craziest things was just seeing the tech room.
Yeah, I mean, it lives up to the billing in my head as to what I think Rolling Stone would look like behind the scenes. So, congratulations on an awesome moment. And I'm glad that the people of Rolling Stone thought enough of you to showcase your music, and I do hope that more people got the word out about your channel. Really, really great. Yeah, Tech Department DPTS, that's pretty sweet. It's good stuff. Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, and hope everybody liked your original song. I'm sure they did. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Peter, have a great ride. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I'll make it up to you on the Mentos though. So take care of yourself, Peter. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Mods, can we shout out Peter the modding mod? Let's he does stream too from time to time. So good to see him. Brendan says we flooded Rolling Stone's chat with emotes, the hat emotes. Neverland. Oh yeah. So that's your big song, right? Neverland is your signature song, I would call it. And
I'd say so, yeah.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about the backstory of Neverland.
Yes. So we wrote Neverland while I was in like the early stages of my, you know, starting here on Twitch. I kind of felt like Twitch to me is how I describe in the song Neverland. It's a place where it's really easy to escape to, and there's no really like worries here. I can just kind of relax. It's home to everybody, and that's kind of what I embody in the song. Is I just want to tell people that, you know, we're all searching for that place, and to me, I found it. It's Twitch.
Well, they
So
also
yeah,
say
I
that
like
Neverland
Neverland.
is a place where you don't have to grow up, which is interesting. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
if that's part of it too, but that's pretty clever. I think Neverland as an analogy to what Twitch is like is cool, and it can be a really cool safe space. You know,
Mm-hmm.
pretty sweet. Did it get darker all of a sudden? Oh, you mean your room?
Maybe on
Possibly.
my end, I can fix it. Okay.
And your LED lights are pretty sweet. Like that's pretty boss. That you can, and these effects are like really giving me ideas. Like pretty cool.
If I was sponsored, it'd be by Hugh Phillips because they are what makes this room this room. I should probably reach out to them.
Sponsored streams.
Be like, hey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, good thinking, Katie. Absolutely. Um, Dancer Chef Frank, it's so great to have you here. I do appreciate you taking the time to join Katie for this spot. So now, I would like to. Wait, what did Anonymous do? Oh, it's not Anonymous. Steven, thank you so much for the gifts of the Peter. Thank you. Very, very kind. I appreciate. Oh yeah, we do still have that mod. What the heck was that for? I have a sub goal. I don't even remember my own sub goal. Like, I guess I got a sub goal. Okay, so, and now sponsor is Mike's Hot Honey. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so folks in chat, I do want to thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. I really appreciate you joining in to hang out and get to know our good friend Katie. And now I'm going to give you all a chance to ask questions of our friend Catey Peters Music in what we call America's favorite. Wait, before we do this, Nikra says the Kloss guitars look so cool. Tell them to start importing to Australia.
Oh yeah, Davey. I have
These look good.
he's talking about my carbon fiber guitar.
Whoa!
It's probably the main guitar. It's like the main instrument I use on my channel.
Mhm.
This was a long time ago. It was a Christmas present from my dad, and he found these brothers out of Utah that make these guitars themselves, and they started this really really little company, and they're still a pretty small company, I would say. And I think my dad reached out to them and told them, about my Twitch channel and how I use their guitar, and I'm affiliated with them now, so you can get a discount if you want to get this guitar, or if they also have like guitar strings. They're really cool, like family company right over in Utah.
I like it, and I authorized Brendan to to post the KD10 command, the KD10 promo code.
Oh yeah.
If you would like to get a Kloss guitar, you can too at the link right there. It was posted by our friend Brendan. You're very welcome. Now, when you hold something like that in your hand, how much lighter is that compared to a typical guitar?
Well, this is a it's called a travel size, so it's smaller than what a normal one would be, and it's perfect for me because I am a like petite person. I'm 4'11" for reference. I'm very
Whoa.
very
Gotcha.
small.
Gotcha.
But this is really cool. I'm also like really really clumsy,
Mm-hmm.
and I have so many scrapes on these other guitars behind me, and this is indestructible. It's basically indestructible. Carbon fiber.
Really?
So I can.
So you could
We have
you could try to like slam it on the ground and it wouldn't break?
Yeah, you could use like a baseball bat.
Wow.
Take it to the field with you if you forgot your bat. But we actually, it's so funny. I'm such a klutz. We have a bump command So if I ever bump into anything, exclamation point bump in chat.
Right, Brendan? Pete Townsend, of course, absolutely. So you're going into the softball game or this baseball game, and you're like, I'm the worst. Forgot my bat. You bring your carbon fiber guitar. It's like, let's go, batter up, let's go. I'm gonna. You could get some
I haven't
hits.
tried it yet, but we might try it.
I feel like
We'll
you can get a
see.
single out of that. Like you got that giant sweet spot. Like it's the size of a guitar. But Dazzler Chef Frank says, I don't see windmills on Katie's stream though. It's not too late. It's not too late. I would love to see you do windmills on your channel. That would be phenomenal. Like that would be an amazing add to the channel's experience. Softball is what she played. Did you actually play softball like legit? Like have you been? Oh, nice.
Yeah, I played my whole life. I played in college as well. It's I don't know. I played music was always in the background for me because softball took up so much of my life.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like I honestly started into music a little later than I would have liked to because of softball, but I don't regret anything. I love them both so much, but it was a really big part of my life.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, if you're into athletics, it tends to take a lot of time, and you have to practice. Like, practice makes perfect. So it's true of any sport. Nikra says, if Katie goes full rock star mix stream, I will start moshing. Let's go. Alistair says, I heard my name while I was talking to my missus. Right on. But anyway, 411 in softball, that's a strike zone. That is a nightmare for pitchers. No, says Steeman.
I'm sure I got away with a lot of stuff because of my height in softball. So yeah, probably.
I dig it. All right, so I love where this chat has gone. Friends, we are now going to give you the opportunity to ask questions, and we call this America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting.
Do the dance. It's time for random questions. Good stuff. Ask us anything.
Yeah, and we'll keep enjoying our sandwiches all the meanwhile. Let's open the queue for mods. Exclamation point open queue in the chat if you can indulge us. Actually, I'll go and do it tonight. Boom. There yet. Oh. Did I do it? Maybe it's already open. Okay, so let's get to the queue tonight. And here's what we got. So, the way it works, use exclamation point question followed by the question itself to ask a couple of questions. There they are. There they come. Okay, so Katie, we'll take these questions in order. And we also have a redeem, which I'll get to in just a moment. But first, a couple of questions. So question number 1 comes from our mutual friend, IndubitablyBrendan. Indubitably. Question is, who's going to win the series next weekend, and why is it the O's?
I feel like that's a really biased question, Brendan.
Right?
Just a little bit. It's okay. I'm an O's fan too, so like I don't mind if they win. Like, hello, Maryland represent. But Brendan knows that I'm a Cubbies fans, the Chicago Cubs, because I'm from the Midwest, so I have to represent them, even though I'm in Maryland right now. I love all the Maryland teams too, but he knows that I'm not an O's fan.
True blue though, I like it, and to be a Cubs fan, that is a true fan. Like anybody could be a Yankees fan, anybody could be a Red Sox fan, or a Cardinals fan, somebody who's like really been good all the time. Being a Cubs fan, like that's hardcore. Like that's great. You must have been so elated when they finally won the title back in 2016.
That was a really fun time for not only me, but my family was so ecstatic. They are probably the biggest Cubs fans I've ever met in my entire life. So that was really fun moment for sure.
100%. Brendan's follow-up question: did you do anything special for their World Series win?
No, we just we watched at home, but it was fun.
It was pretty late at night at that point too, because the game went to a bunch of extra innings, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, we're also we were all in Maryland, so no one else in Maryland cared that the Cubbies really won. We weren't in Chicago or anything partying with everyone else. That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. Would have been some night in Rush Street for sure. Should have, Brendan. I love that line because like somebody that year put money in the Cubbies. So that guy, whoever or that gal, whoever it was, got rich. But I love that.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It almost happened in the same year when the Cubs were supposed to win the World Series and Back to the Future Part 2. That's what was really interesting about that.
Oh.
Only a year
I
off.
didn't see that.
Like, and Cubs had their chance in back then too, but I don't want to get into that right now. Nico threw a 6 with the next question, and the query is, what's a song you wish was requested more or maybe less? So, like, which song do you wish was requested more, and what song do you wish was requested less?
Well, I make it kind of easy for everyone so that they know like what my favorite songs are. I have the streamer song list. You can like put all your songs into categories. So I actually have a category that's labeled Katie's Fades so that chat knows like exactly what my favorite songs are. So it'd be pretty easy if anyone wanted to like put my own like my favorite one in. I make it easy for y'all to do that. As for which one I wish was requested less, honestly, I'm very picky with my song list. If I didn't like a song, it would not be on my song list. I mean, there's been songs in the past where I've added them and then someone has requested them and I've played it. And then that same night, like after stream, I delete the song off my song list because I'm like, I'm not singing that one again on stream. Like, either like it was out of my range, like I maybe put something that I shouldn't have put on there, or you know, so you learn as you go. So I've definitely deleted songs off my list before.
Oh, sorry. There is no shame. There is absolutely no shame in that. Because like you can like you feel like a song. If it seemed like a good idea at the time, you do the song. Okay, maybe this was. We can reevaluate this. I totally understand. Do you have any particular parameters for very famous songs? The biggest one I think I know of, the two. We actually was talking about this week in a different channel, on other channels. So Wonderwall and Freebird are those two unfortunate songs that people love to make jokes about. Oh my God, can you play Wonderwall? Can you play Freebird? Does this annoy you too? Is this a song you would consider playing? And if it is, how much would you charge for it?
I love Wonderwall. I have no problem playing that one. Freebird, I never learned that one. I think because there is like a stigma around it. So I wouldn't mind learning that one. I haven't yet. For me personally, I think it's on my song list and I could delete it if I want to, but I leave it on there because everyone loves it. One that I don't really enjoy playing is Can't Help Falling in Love. I feel like it's so overdone, and personally I don't really like playing it that much.
That's a really good point, actually. That does get played a lot. I think that any of us here tonight, folks in chat, and yourself and myself, we would have a whole list of like those songs. Like we've heard this song a lot already. So I love that. It's interesting that you're good with Wonderwall though, but it's not to be honest with you, I don't think it's a bad song myself. I think it's fine. I don't think there's a real problem with it. I get why people don't want to hear it. I get it. There are a lot of songs like that. But I definitely, that's an interesting call. Can't Help Falling in Love. It has been played a lot. I didn't realize that people would even request that song on your channel. So have they attempted it before, or is it just simply just you threw it out there, kind of just setting the bar for everyone else?
It was one of those songs where when I was first building my song list, I went on like my music app and I just looked at every song I knew how to play and I just added all of those to my song list because I was trying to grow it and trying to have more than 50 songs on there. I wanted to have like 300 options for people. So that was one of the ones that just got put on because, everyone knows it and it'd be an easy one to play if it got requested. And then when it was getting requested, I was like, okay, I don't really like this song. Why is this on my list?
Respect.
It was that sort of thing.
Honestly, definitely, to be fair, it's been very much overplayed. There's no doubt. What's your opinion on Wagon Wheel? Before we continue.
I love country, so I'm okay with that
Cool.
one.
Okay. No shame in that at all. I'm just curious because people are in different parts of this with Wagon Wheel as well. But I'll say this: it's really good for loopers, right? Like it's a good loopable song.
I was just gonna say it's like one of those songs that can mash up with a lot of things. So I find myself really only singing it when it's in a big song mashup. It's a good point.
I dig it. Cool. Comments in the chat. Respect Katie's Suspicious Minds is better. Completely agree with that, by the way. Yeah. There are like 100 Elvis songs that I think would be even better. So, oh, geez. Man, I knew I... Streamlabs is claiming that I'm baking a clear lemon meringue pie tonight. No. I baked that pie on Friday. But it was really good. I will mention, it was really good, to be fair. But if you missed it, there is a VOD for that, and you can enjoy the VOD and see how it went. But Negro says Oasis have a couple of good ones, just nobody knows them because Wonderwall is so massive. Don't Look Back in Anger is good. Think they've had the same issues as Led Zeppelin. One song overshadows the whole discography. Don't Look Back in Anger is a great song. Like it hits my heart. It's so good. Like it's a good one. Yeah. We're not making another pie tonight. I don't have the crust or any of the ingredients. So let's see. So let's continue with this. Katie, we are going to do something extremely hype right now.
Okay.
For our friend IndubitablyBrendan, we are going to embark on a redeem called Starting Lineup. And the way it works is that if you're in our chat, you can use the exclamation point lineup, get yourself in the lineup, and I'll announce your name as if you were in a basketball game. So I know there are a lot of opinions about overplayed songs. We're going to get back to that in just a moment. But we'd love to hear your name getting called out tonight. If you want to do it, exclamation point lineup, and we'll make it happen. Can Katie unleash the fury for me? Are you a Caps fan at all? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's get to it. Here we go, folks. All right, here we go. Thank you for the redeem, Brendan. Let's do it. Yes. He's heating up. He's on fire. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Oh my goodness. I love your... And now, the starting lineup for your Catey Peters and Davey's eating a sandwich show truck. Get your name in the lineup with exclamation point lineup. Our first up tonight in our lineup, coming to you from the Mid-Atlantic by way of the great state of Maryland. He's a singer, he's a songwriter. He is not positively or potentially, he is indubitably Brendan. Next in our lineup, joining us all the way from the UK. I do indeed love the sound of your voice, my friend. He's a good friend. He's always good to give a gentle ribbing. Great support of the Sandwich Show for the entirety of the 2+ years we've been on so far. And up at the very wee hours of the morning, let's hear it for Alistair UK. Next in our lineup, joining us from the Catey Peters music community. Just don't give him a fastball, it's a Spitfester! And joining just behind Spitfester in the lineup, also from the Catey Peters community, let's hear for Necro 306! And also in our lineup tonight, a great supporter and great generous fellow in the Sam fam. Great to have you back in our chat tonight. Let's hear it for someone who's not in a bad mood. I ain't angry. PFB. And lastly but not leastly, oh my gosh. Before we get to that, joining us late in the lineup, rolling in from deep in the rafters. Let's hear it for the Rotund Ones. On this National Falafel Day, ladies, gentlemen, non-biners, give it up for Balls! And finally, our collab guest tonight, lastly but not at all leastly, a singer, a songwriter, a looper, and also a great sandwich maker. Ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, let's hear it for our collab guest tonight, Catey Peters! Woo! You can see Catey later at TwitchCon Paris this coming July. Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries, your Catey Peters Music and Davey's eating a sandwich! Sandwich show! Woo! Love it. Well done, everybody. Thank you for joining our lineup, everyone. Woo! Nikra, thank you so much for your kind words. Nikra says, I need this man to introduce a crew when we arrive at the pub. That was so freaking epic. Thank you so much. I would be glad to. If it's I just think of like that as like an actual gig. Like, you know, if you want me to introduce your people at your venue, please like send me a message and I'll gladly show up for a nominal fee and a sandwich. You know, it's long.
A nice little side business, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the emotes, everyone. That was big time hype. Your emotes are really quite fresh, I must say. Who designed your emotes? Yeah, these are great.
I went on Fiverr and I found a lovely little couple of them actually. I used 2 artists and they were just really sweet to talk to, and I know they're over on the I think they're over in Asia, I'm pretty sure. So the time zone for us, it was a little difficult, like when we were trying to like discuss back and forth, like when they would send me rough drafts of things and then I'd respond back, and we'd always be missing each other by 10 hours. So we never got to like chat live with each other. It was always, reading, the messages after the fact. But it was still a really good experience.
Well, that's pretty awesome stuff for sure. I mean, big time props to them, to your artist friend who made that happen. Nikra says, manager at a pub is so used to my nonsense, she probably wouldn't even bat an eyelid if I announced her. Oh my god. Wait, is there a particular occasion I'm announcing, or is it just for trivia, or is it just literally just your friends are arriving at the bar now drinking? Third stool.
I think he wants every time he goes to the pub. That's what he's saying.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The kegerator. Jason. That'd be fun. Just the boys knocking off work in the afternoon. I love it. I'm here for it, man. Let's make that happen sometime. I love it. I love to announce that. So back to the queue and our random questions. Next up for Mr. Figs. Who, Catey, is your biggest fan?
Oh man, I think it's really hard to say because it would either be, and I don't want to start a fight between anybody either, but it would either be my husband or my dad, or I'm seeing in chat also maybe Brendan. I don't want to start any fights, but I feel like that's a question that is trying to start some fights. I think Mr. Figs.
I know people are, I don't want to provoke fights either. So I will respectfully honor your answer, and it is a great answer. Obviously, family at the forefront of what you do. It is natural they be your biggest fans, and Brendan obviously is a big fan, and so good to see you too, Brendan, tonight.
I love you all. I love you all equally.
Nico says, right, triple threat match between Brendan, Dylan, and Mr. Figs for the Ultimate Superfan title. I'll announce that too. Let me know. Let me know when you're doing that. I'll go on Zoom and announce that. I'll introduce everybody. I can officiate it too if you want me to. I'm not picky. I can. I would gladly announce all that. Yeah, Mr. Fix, thank you very much for your question. Now, our good friend Alistair UK. Well, again, thank you so much for being up at this late hour for this show, Alistair. I really appreciate that. The question is, can I be rude and request a song? Oh my gosh, right?
Who said that?
That's our friend Alistair UK. He's just joking.
Oh, okay.
And I'll hijack Davey and be the speaker since he loves my voice. Listen, I do love his voice. It's really, really good. Got some dulcet tones. It's really good. Joke on the second part. Yeah, you might be joking, but your voice is a real deal. I'm telling you. I'm just saying. Alistair, follow our friend Alistair UK. Like, seriously. I dig it. Fatherhood wins, so let's walk away. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be hard to beat the support of your own father, right, Katie? Like, that's pretty big support. So I think,
yeah,
I like that. Alistair, thank you for your question. But I do think that is a real thing. You know, it's interesting, Katie. Like, once in a while, I do music too, and people do that. They just go in the chat like, "Please play blah 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 song." They don't even say hi. They don't even say how you doing. They're just like, "Play X song." It's like, do you find that tough to deal with as well, or do you find your way through that?
Yeah, I've had that happen on a couple occasions. And I've seen other streamers, so this idea has been semi-stolen, but they have a command, and basically when someone in chat, you know, maybe they're a first-time chatter, they have that above their name, and then they say, you know, they're not even saying hi first, they're just saying, can you play this? There's actually, you can make a command, I've seen other people do it, where it's exclamation point first, and it's basically like a nice but like not so nice way of saying like, I'm not a jukebox, you know, like basically like be a kind community member, and you know, abide by like the flow of the channel, and you know, you can put a request in that way, but it's, you know, your mods just kind of got to look after you doing that, because I'm not a fan of confrontation. I don't want to call someone out live on the spot. You know, that's what the mods are for, and I'm grateful for them. And you know, commands are a great way of, you know, navigating those first time chatters and making sure they understand the flow.
And that is one reason why the mods are so valuable on Twitch, right? Because mods can do the dirty work and get into that. I think that's really great that everyone's willing to step up and stand up for their beloved streamers. So I think that's very much a good system. And so if Brendan says, what can Human Juke do? Human Juke has a similar policy, I'm sure. But within reason, you can request songs from him too, but you can't just go play X without even looking at the song. Let's just see what it is. Like, can they even play that song? You know, yeah, 100%. Nico says, all respect to mods, unpaid champions, 100%. Huge. And, you know, going back to your comment that you're going to get to meet some of the folks from your team, really cool. Nico has a follow-up question. Was going to ask if Katie ever sneaky had a drink to help her get through stream when having an off day.
I mean, no, never a sneaky drink. If I ever had a drink on stream, you guys would see it. You have a layout of my desk, and I'm not much of a drinker anyway. I don't know. It's like, it's nice to partake sometimes, but I don't really depend on it to get me through an off day.
I'll tell you this. My drinks are not sneaky. I let everybody know when I'm drinking. I'm drinking right now. Like this
Yeah.
Is, yeah. Just a couple of beers though. Nothing serious. Like I would never want to get to the point where I'm having like hard liquor on stream because I feel like that's a bad look. So I think your policy is
Yeah.
pretty good. Like you'll do better music when you're not overly inebriated, shall we say?
I think, yeah, for music, I would stick to being, just having tea and water. But if it was like a community night or like, you're playing some video games, oh my gosh, I would definitely have a drink for that. Definitely. Like a drink with me. Like you guys, I would be cheersing you guys while I did it. Also, by the way, I'm drinking Coca-Cola right now.
Yay, Coca-Cola's good. That's a good. Oh, Zero Sugar's nice. That's a good call. I like it. You ever have the cherry one? Did you ever have a cherry Coke Zero Sugar?
I don't like cherry things.
Oh, you don't like cherry?
Sorry, no.
Oh man, I got shut down hard on that one. I'm sorry. That's okay. No worries.
I can't even eat a cherry. Like, I just don't like them.
Oh no, okay, complete, total, 1,000% respect. 100% respect. It's all right. It's with some captain. Yeah, exactly, Spitfester. I love it. I love it. But without is fine too. Yeah. Didn't I? I know. It's all right. It's all right. Let's see. Let's go back to some of these other things. Dilly Bean says, "Oh, I've brought in shots." Is that true? Your husband brought in shots?
Before, yes, he's kind of like the if like this was a restaurant, he's like my bartender.
Dig it.
He has definitely brought me drinks before on stream.
I do want to circle back to you with Brain's question. I know that this is a troll question. Like he was pretending to be a troll. I'll pay you X if you play it. The I'll pay you X if you play it is interesting. It depends on how much the X is. But I feel like it's like still kind of annoying because even if it's like $100, it's like, yeah, but I'm like breaking up the stream just to do the specific thing for one person. It doesn't seem like it's in the spirit of the channel.
Also, I've had someone where this was like back in the day, like when we were first streaming, and I was not accustomed to like trolls yet, and they were like, "I'll gift you 50 subs if you can play a Beatles song." And I played a Beatles song, and then they were nowhere to be found in chat, and I learned the hard way to not always take someone by their word on stream live in chat, and we don't do that anymore.
This is I hear you. I hear in that. It's like it's hard to tell at the time, right? So the thing about it is like as you were saying, like it is just so like we don't like you said, like it's kind of self-serving to even get into that. And it's like I feel like the easy move is just to say, you know what, sorry, but I don't have that song. So and then sometimes I do get persistent. They're like, okay. Then that's when the mods kick in, right? Like that's usually the mods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get back to the queue. This question from IndubitablyBrendan, and if any of you would like to add a question to the queue, you can use !question followed by the question itself, and we'll take it in order tonight. You can ask about anything. It does not have to be about music or food or anything else. It can be whatever you want to talk about tonight. So, Brendan has this question. Think about your favorite non-repertoire song you only used to play at gigs, and don't answer out loud with it. If you don't answer out loud with it, then how can she answer the question? So if you can't answer it out loud, we'll take it. But give it some thought. What is it like doing live gigs? Do you live gig as well?
I used to back in the day a lot more. Now I mainly just focus on Twitch because I also have a 9 to 5, and it's becoming a lot nowadays to balance 3 things. So we try to just balance the 2 now. But I do like live gigging. That's how I started my music career. Basically, was with live gigs, and then COVID hit, and you found Twitch, like a lot of the music streamers did, and I just prefer it. It's so much more convenient, and I like the live interaction. I mean, they're both live interactions, but they're different, and I prefer Twitch.
Mm-hmm. No, I hear that. Um, what is a kind of song that you would love to play eventually, but you haven't, but you feel like you still need to work your way up to making that song happen? Like, is there a song that you want to play, but you feel like there's still things you have to put together to make that happen? Is
Hmm.
or maybe a more simpler version of that question. What are some songs that you would like to add to your song list that you haven't added yet? That's probably a better version of that question.
I have so many songs. I have like a playlist on my music app. It's like songs that I need to learn, and there are hundreds of songs on that playlist, and I just haven't put the time to learn any of them. But basically, my my logic in my mind is if I have them in a playlist and when I'm not streaming, if I listen to the playlist, eventually I will have listened to them all enough to where I've memorized and learned them that way. And then I can just add them to my song list and, put the two together. So I try to, as a way to learn more songs, just listen to them over and over again when I'm offline because that is a really big part of my life is just listening to music. I find so much therapy and joy in just discovering music and listening to it and just kind of unplugging from the world and doing it that way basically. So,
Yeah, I hear that. There's a lot of moving parts to being to music and adding music and your song queue too, right? The kinds of things
yeah.
you can put in there. Speaking of music, Nico306 has a question, or is it Necro? Let me know the pronunciation if you would be up to
Necro.
Necro. Okay, Necro. Thank you so much for the question. The question is, how do you feel about the latest trend of AI written songs? Do you feel like it will ever be able to replace real writers, musicians?
I think from a Twitch standpoint, it's really, really interesting and fun. I don't think personally I don't take it too seriously. I feel like you could kind of cross the line with it with like, saying something is yours when it's really not, a computer made it. But I think in a sense of like having fun with it and like, putting in a silly prompt and then, singing that prompt over some goofy chords that you made. Like if you make fun with it, I think it's great for Twitch, but like you have to be careful. Like you don't want to take advantage of it and be sneaky with it. Absolutely not.
I love that, and I don't really. I think people have been suggesting that they could take over actual written songs, but I don't really see the advantage of that. Like, why would one do that? I don't really. I think it's fun to use as a tool, but as your primary method of writing a song, I don't think it's going to have the same effect. The whole point of songwriting is to express your position from your person, from inside of what your emotions are, your emotional state, what you
Mhm.
think of something. So why would we go to AI for that? Like, I don't really see that. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's pretty solid. I mean, I don't think there's a wrong or right answer to that, but I appreciate your thoughts on it. So it's definitely been a big topic this month.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I haven't gotten to play around with it yet, but I definitely would like to because it looks like it can be a lot of fun.
I definitely could see that as a fun thing to do,
Yeah.
like a prank thing to do. Like
Kind of like do you remember like Mad Libs?
yes, absolutely. Mhm.
Like kind of in a sense where like yeah, you ask chat for like a couple like silly words, give me a noun, give me an adjective and then see what the AI thing pops up and you make a song out of it. Like, I think that's so like cute. That'd be really fun to do.
That would
Like
be
as
a
a
really
redeem or
fun
something.
stream. Like you just like
Yeah,
throw, yeah, absolutely. It'd be hilarious too, potentially. Yeah.
I know. I just think of Mad Libs, so I feel like it'd be funny.
That's a really good that's a good analogy though. I like it. Um I'm gonna go back a little bit to the chat. You Loden, our friend Rain said, my musical background is classical, and it is very inappropriate to do that stuff, like requesting songs in the middle and shouting things at a concert. And I see a music stream as a concert, even though it isn't entirely. Yes,
Mhm.
because think about it. Like, I think the reason why that gets complicated is because of the requests. Like, if you just did not offer requests, it'd probably be less complicated. But when that's an opportunity, I think people kind of some people do take that to an extreme, and they're just requesting songs without like seeing what songs you can actually play. Like, I just don't get the logic of that either. So I do think it's rude. I think I completely agree with that. Like, it totally makes sense. Let me see. Necromaniac. Katey spot on. Solid take. It can be used as a little snip for fun, but using other material can take you in a world of issues, especially from the radio side of things. This is speaking of the AI, yeah. And I think I think when we were talking about this on a previous stream, that was the exact thing that people got into. Copyright issues can be a real problem with AI. Like, if you start writing music, because they can suddenly start. It doesn't have the wherewithal to know what's copyrighted, what's not, what's been taken, what's not been taken. So that's the challenge. Yeah. Right. It's an interesting spot. Okay, so Katie, here's a question from IndubitablyBrendan. For both, what is the best protein for fried rice? Shrimp, chicken, beef, or other?
I'm gonna say probably what I normally do. Okay, I'll say shrimp because I guess now I'm gonna go with other because I was gonna say seafood like salmon. I'm gonna go with salmon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good call. Salmon is good. Yeah, I like that a lot. Mahi mahi. I've never tried that in fried rice, but it could work. I would say don't knock it until you tried it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Seafood.
long as it's like flavored right, it'd be good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, I did want to just circle. I want to walk back a little bit what I said about because it made it sound like I didn't want to take requests. Like taking requests doesn't make taking requests is huge. Like, it's part of why Twitch is such a great medium. But if people abuse that privilege, then it gets annoying. So that's all I was getting into. Brendan says, I missed it. I got distracted by an onion. Which one? Katie went with salmon, which I don't think you can go wrong with salmon. How many ways can you eat salmon? Because if you think about how many you can bake a salmon, you can grill a salmon, you can fry a salmon, you can. Can you ever boil? I don't think you can boil salmon, but I
like to air fry my salmon.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah. What have you? So an air fryer really opens the door to a lot of things. Is there anything that you would not do in an air fryer? Because it seems like you can do almost anything in there.
I've heard you can air fry a cake. Like, you can put a cake in an air fryer, but I don't think I'm gonna try that one.
Cake.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think that's solid strategy.
Because I put my raw chicken and stuff in there. It just feels wrong. I don't know. It feels wrong.
I love it. I don't. What are we looking at here? Oh, I see. Maybe. Alistair, maybe go ahead and write out that comment this time. We'll take whatever comment you have in our chat. Rain says, too many people equate requests to play a song to be way more than just a simple request. Right. The thing about requests is that requests are not guaranteed. I think that's the problem. I think there's this implicit idea that people must honor requests. Requests does not equal demands. It's a request.
I say they're suggestions.
Exactly. Like, it's not always going to happen. In fact, I know that people on streams have said, can I request such and such song? Sometimes it's just not the night for it. Like, well, my voice is shot. I can't really do this one. Or maybe I want to go with something more upbeat. Maybe we'll do this one later. And so I completely understand that. Yeah. Brendan says patience is a virtue. Yeah. Nikra says, just bought my grandma an air fryer. Arthritis do be making life difficult for her. Wish they would make them easier to use for the elderly because I'm running a 24/7 air fryer for tech support. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. That's the idea. Is like, the streamer always has the option to say no. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it is good to know that is an option. So pretty good. Okay. Alistair says, "Do you play My Cliff is Safe 100%, but don't get embarrassed for Dave?" I think in this case, I would maybe why don't you go ahead and like write that out this time, Alistair? That would keep things rolling here. Brandon says, "Can I air fry Davy's cake?" Sure, go for it. I would do. It's good. That would be good content, if anything else. If you want to air fry cake and I would try it, I would gladly take you up on that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else with questions? Exclamation point question. There's some good ones tonight. Yeah. Pretty good. Katie, I know that the kind of genres of music that you play, they tend to lean towards the chill and the cozy. You've played everybody from Coldplay, Ed Sheeran, Dido, a lot of really great cozy artists, Fleetwood Mac. If you had the opportunity to go off brand a bit and go something a little bit different, what kind of artist would you want to play for, maybe for a night? Like, would you do a theme night that would kind of go off brand a bit?
One that I really, really like playing, it's on my song list, and I really enjoy when they get requested, but it is definitely not the genre I normally do, is Bon Jovi. I
Nice.
really, really like the rock side of music, but like externally, it doesn't really fit me. So I do tend to stay in the chill lane, but I love some rock.
Bon Jovi's sweet. That would be a fun one. That'd be a fun stream. Like, some Bon Jovi. Pretty good. Get into some grunge or some metal. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so any more questions? Oh, here you go. Brandon with a question. Hardest part about learning the rap to stand for 1,000 followers celebration. Eminem. How about that?
Yeah, that was one of the goals. If we hit 1,000 followers, I would rap "Stand" by Eminem, which I already did the Dido, the "Thank You," which was, those ones are kind of similar, because right, they're like, they have part of the same song in them.
True.
But yeah, we did the rap, and I probably practiced for over a week, and I still, like, I couldn't do it like that great. It was my best attempt, but it was definitely really hard. I full credit to Eminem. I can't do it.
It's hard to rap. I don't think I can express that enough, how hard rapping is. So I know you did an honorable job. It's like, it's a lot of words and not a lot of time. So big props to you trying it. What in the world of rap, like, were there any other rap songs you'd be interested in, like, attempting down the road?
I really like Lizzo.
Yes.
I would love to learn some Lizzo songs. I think I would give rap another chance for her. Definitely.
That's a good pick. Yeah. It's also fresh too. It's contemporary. It's new. I love it. It's a great idea. Could you, folks, imagine for a second Catey Peters Music doing Truth Hurts on stream. That is a winner. Let's make that happen. That sounds like a great idea.
It sounds great.
Yeah. You could have had a sandwich, not Rain says, getting the paper to fold tightly on the gift is a royal pain. Oh, you meant rap? That's funny. I love it. Okay, any more questions, folks? Any more questions? Final call for questions in the chat. We'd love to take some more questions. Exclamation point question. Bork hurt. Yeah. Definitely something I'm thinking about. Bork hurts would be a good Bork song. Yeah. Yeah. New man on the Minnesota Borkings. Yeah. That'd be good. That'd be good. Oh, I'm gonna ask a question that King Downbreaker asked. So one of our good friends is King Downbreaker. He's a mod here. And he frequently asks the question, who are 3 people you would want to do to perform on stage with for a show, for a set? Let's, whatever how long a set, maybe an hour's a long set. So if you could collab with 3 people, and they can be anybody. They could be, mainstream musicians. They can be Twitch musicians, whoever you want. you can pick 3 people and they can be on stage with you and you could do songs together. Are there any 3 that stick out to you?
I really want to do like a I mean, we've kind of already done it together, but we did an outdoor stream together, me, Brendan, and Rebekah Music. But I would love to, like, if we all were like in the same area, like go to, like, we've talked about like DC is a really big music spot and they have like open mics there and like you can like all play together, and I would choose that group of people.
What a cool group that would be. That'd be really fun.
Yeah.
I understand you've had the privilege of collabing with these folks on other occasions too. You I know you had the privilege of meeting Calvin Thomas. That's just really great. Very cool. Seems like
Also awesome.
great
Yeah.
guy. Yeah, 100%. You know. And then you did a stream with Brendan too at one point.
Yeah, we've done a few streams together. I'm fortunate enough to live in the same town as Brendan, so we get a lot of chances to play music together, and it's just been really awesome.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very kind of you all to collab with one another. Yeah, what a group though. Any songs you would think of, like you would think would be really good for your group? Your Hannah, Rebekah, Brendan, Catey group.
I love all of their originals,
Mhm.
so it would definitely be an original showcase.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. I love it. I love it. Please stream it.
They're such great songwriters. So
1000%.
we all are. We all are.
Yeah, 1000%. 1000%.
Yeah.
My only request is if you decide to make this happen, I would, on behalf of the rest of the community here in our chat, we would request that that gets streamed somewhere. We'd be glad to follow you there. It'd be really great to check
Yeah,
out.
it'd most likely be on the East Coast, so I know that's the opposite for you.
No, that'd be fine. It's earlier. So
Yeah.
that would actually be all right. So that'd be fine. Horror host Joe. Hello, Joe. Can we give a shout out to horror host Joe? Love it. I love our performance of Sister Golden Hair in the park. Why not make it Paris? Well, that depends on Brendan. That depends on, are you going to Paris, Brendan? If you're going to Paris, then there's a really, I think Hannah might be there, possibly. I don't know for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. But it's ideas. Ideas are free. Can a man pray? I feel that. But good to see our Joe. Let me give Joe a shout out here in the chat because I think he does stream too. So, good friend horror host Joe joined us. Well, welcome in. Okay. More questions in the chat, Katie. Here they come.
Okay.
Brendan's question: how long did it take you to get the egg out of your hair for your 1-year stream anniversary?
I took a shower immediately after, so it was out like that. It was fine. It was a really gross consistency on my head. I didn't like it.
I can understand. I feel that I don't know if I necessarily am apologizing for your pain, but I kind of am. Yeah, that just seems like, because like everybody who streams does some variant of that. So you're honorable to try that, and I'm glad it wasn't too painful getting it out either. So, cool.
I'd honestly rather crack an egg on my head than ever play Bean Boozled again.
And that is true.
That's my level of how much I despise Bean Boozled.
I think I also would rather have an egg cracked on my head over Bean Boozled. Absolutely. I would 100% agree with that. 100% agree. Now, what do we have here? Brendan with sending in some information. Oh. All right, if you wouldn't mind indulging me, we have a visual. Let's give this a look. So this is the visual of Katie breaking a egg over her head, as provided by our friend Brendan. Forgive me for this, Katie. We're gonna throw this up for a second.
It's okay.
So there it is. Oh yeah, that went hot. That's the full Monty right there. There's no like, you got the brunt of it for sure. So
in hindsight, next time I crack an egg on my head, I'm gonna take it out of the fridge and let it sit for a little bit, because when it's cold, it hurts so much more like the shell on your head. Like it was harder to crack, I think, because it was colder.
That
So
makes sense.
keep that in mind.
That's a good call. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a roll through the roll through the clips. I mean, through the questions. Spit Faster says, pro tip: it is less mess if the egg is hard boiled. I don't think that'd be fun though. Like if it's hard boiled, it's just kind of that's still. I feel like it's almost too easy. You're absolutely right, but that's also why I feel like I don't endorse it because I feel like the entertainment value would be less. I think if you went with the hard boiled. But I might be wrong. I mean, it could still get pretty messy. To be fair,
It would still be messy.
yeah,
for sure.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So we'll consider that in that case. Fester. Necro says, random trivia for you. Egg whites mixed with a bit of cornstarch used to be used as a hair treatment. The cornstarch was to stop it from getting goopy and horrible. Basically sets up hard, leave it for an hour, and rinse out with cold water.
Mm.
I mean, it was a different time. I guess that would make sense, yeah. Spetfester could go egg roulette. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I like the roulette idea, says your husband. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Oh, ideas.
2-year stream anniversary ideas, folks. I love it. You load in with a question. Any chance you would be willing to try a song not of your style and play it in your style?
Oh, that'd be really fun. I feel like I do that all the time. So I'm pretty comfortable with doing that.
I think that's one of the cool that's what makes I think it can make that can be a signature move, absolutely. Necro 306, what's your ultimate venue?
Oh my gosh. That is a really hard question. Let's just like say for the moment, my all-time venue would probably be any like well-known place in DC. Like, places where like Billie Eilish is playing at. One of those types of venues. And DC because it's the closest city to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picture for a moment, Katie. You're performing in front of the Capitol or the White House or the Washington Monument. That's kind of amazing. I see you. I vibe with your opinion. This is really great. A lot of great ideas. I think you were thinking like concert venues and so on, but that could be fun too. Yeah. Wrigley.
Oh, I like Swifster. Wrigley Field. I would totally sing the national anthem for the Cubs. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Now that's on my bucket list, Biff. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Spiff. What a cool idea. And
That's
if not
great.
that, take me out to the ball game.
Yeah, that one too.
Yeah. C-Dub, oh my goodness, what's great? Oh, who am I subbing? 21 months. Let's go, C-Dub. Thank you so much thank you so much for the resub, my friend. 21 months. You're very kind. Holy cow, 20 months is crazy. Wow. You're very kind. Thank you so much. Your sub can legally drink now. Phenomenal. I love it. Alistair says start small, think big. Absolutely. I got a boom roaster for Alistair UK. And Katie, if you want to participate in this too, you absolutely have my permission. I will start. Alistair UK. Man, you have been so pesky in getting me to do that Bean Boozled every single time I see you in the chat. I love your consistency, and your bolts of tones are really great. And thank you so much for hanging out with us in chat tonight. I appreciate your time. I know you've been pretty rough with me as far as my ability to make sandwiches, but I can certainly step up my game in that area too. Boom roasted. Thanks, Alistair. It's good to see you tonight. It's always a thrill to see you here, my friend. So thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. Thank you for the 1 month 3 sub seat up guitar. That's awesome. I just think it's great that the show's even been around for 21 months, so that's awesome too. Wow, is that it? Well, I mean, that's the breaks with Davey Redeem, with Davey Rose. Like, it's not always gonna be. I don't have that ability to roast traditionally. It must be nice. Give it. Okay, Katie, would you like to roast our friend, or perhaps in your case, your new friend, Alistair UK?
Alistar, first of all, how dare you be so kind and stay the whole time in this stream? It is absolutely ridiculous that you would spend your free time being so nice in chat to us and being here today. How dare you? Okay? How dare you?
And we add boom roasted to that. Boom roasted.
Oh, boom roasted.
Love it. Thank you, Katie. Like I said, a phenomenal and worthy entry to our series of boom roasteds. I very much approve. Brendan says, Katie roast, I'll pay. Dig it. Oh, wow. I just want someone to roast me. I can't find this. You're missing my cousin. Firelord Critcher is the one who did roast really well. Our host Joe did a how dare. That's a great emote. I love it. All right, let's keep going with the chat with our queue. Thank you for the redeem, Alistair. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Katie's right. Like you've been sticking with us the entire 2 hours. It's just like I'm shocked, but thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate your time, my friend. Oh, right. Isn't that just a fun time? Yeah. We'll see if we can get that together again sometime soon, Alistair. But meanwhile, this question for Mr. Figs. Katie, what is your favorite softball memory?
There was a time, I don't remember how old I was, but I'm really small and no one ever expects me to hit the ball really far. Whenever I get up to bat, the coach on the other team signals all the girls to come in like closer to the plate because no one is expecting me to hit it far. And there was this one time where, the coach signaled, all right, girls, like, come on, come closer. She ain't hitting it far. And I literally hit it over the fence. And even I was shocked to the point where when I got around all the bases, I literally just started bawling my eyes out because I was like, what is happening? Like, I did not just do that. So yeah, that was like the craziest moment in softball.
You can't ask for a better moment than that in sports, folks. What an iconic
Literally.
moment. That's so cool. Oh my gosh. That is really great. Yeah, I mean, when you play, I can't put it any better. That's so awesome that happened to you, though. I'm really happy for you. That's really great.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the question, Mr. Figs. I think we have completed the queue. Wow, what a great queue tonight. Thank you, everybody, for doing that, everyone. Oh, I should say, yeah, your wiggle emote is part. Yep. Wiggly. So you jumped on the wiggle craze right about the point when it was happening. Like, I think it was about summer of 2022. Like, wiggle craze became a thing. So that's sweet that you. Question says missed one. What is the? Did I miss a question? Okay. Was that the travel ball team hit? Wait. Mr. Fix says, was that the travel ball team hit? Was it? Did you hit the travel ball team? I think is the question.
Yes, Mr. Figs, that was the one.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool.
Necro says short people got that inner angry from getting picked on, gives them super strength.
Well, I mean, right? Like, seriously, like, where do you think superheroes come from? Like, it's just years of torment in high school and junior high. Like, I think, absolutely. It's on video? Is it? That'd be cool.
Yeah, somewhere it is.
Oh, okay. No, really sweet. Final call for questions. Exclamation point question followed by the question itself, if you've got them. Katie, question really quickly. What would if you are a drinker? What are your go-to cocktails?
Oh, that's so funny. I actually have them on my wall behind me.
Oh.
You can't really see them; they're kind of cut off. But this one right here is an Aperol Spritz, which, if you don't know, it's mainly Prosecco, and then it's got some club soda, and Aperol. I think that's everything in it, and it's in a wine glass, and it's like a really pretty like orange red color. It's kind of like on the sweeter side, and then the other one next to it is an espresso martini, which I don't have too often because caffeine like really like gets me jittery, but it's a really really good cocktail. It's a shot of espresso, some vodka, a little Kahlua, and then like a Irish cream like Bailey's. And then it's in an espresso martini, like a martini glass. Both are good. I'd probably go with the Aperol Spritz though if I had to pick one, because I like a little sweeter.
Those both sound really refreshing, Katie. Nice choices. I like it. Tell them about the espresso martini. Yeah. No, it's great stuff. Dill. Now what happened here? Let me just scroll up a little bit. Yeah. Alistair says my missus foot 4 foot 1 and I don't mess with her. Trust me. Exactly, Alistair. Exactly, for sure. Shaken or stirred is a question from Alistair to follow up on that cocktail query.
I always preferred shaken because stirred, like it doesn't get cold enough for me, and if I can like taste the alcohol, then I'm probably not gonna drink it. So it needs to be shaken to the point where like it's so I can't taste anything really.
It's an interesting question. I think when I get martinis, they frequently have them. They are frequently shaken on my behalf. I don't really make the pick, but I do think it's a good decision because like it's so cold that way. I like it cold. I want it cold. I want it to taste like practically like slushy almost. Like it's that cold. Like that's what I'm after. So good call.
Technically, you're only supposed to stir like the dark stuff like bourbon and scotch and rye, and I don't drink that stuff. So if my drink is stirred, then I'm sending it back because it should have been shaken.
Dig it. That's really cool. Like I think your answer, Alistair says your answer was clever, and I completely agree. Very clever answer. And I love that you have this all solid and set in stone, and even in portraits behind you on the wall. Like that's pretty cool. I love the commitment to that answer. Really good. Best stir is your finger. This is Brendan. I mean, there's no wrong answer to that either. Like you can use the rod, you could use a knife. There's no wrong answer. I think they're all pretty good. But yeah, thank you for the questions, Alistair, and thank you for the Necro as well. Really cool. Necro says espresso martini is great when it's 2 a.m. and you're all danced out. Need that pickup. Well, that's interesting because it's like, what you reach a point where you want to go to bed too. So it's like, do you find that challenge worthwhile? I don't know. That's an interesting call.
I don't think Necro goes to sleep, to be honest. I don't think that happens for them.
Oh, that's great. Brendan says, favorite song of Hannah's to hear in person? Good question.
Well, he mentioned one in chat, Solid Sentiment. That one's really cool. It's one of her like angsty songs. I really like Hannah because she's got that folky vibe to her.
Yeah.
And Solid Sentiment is probably one of my favorites actually. Thanks for the question, Brendan.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. And I concur with that too. Very good song. Really, it's just got such a good bite to it. Her voice has a great bite to it. Like I envy that bite. I will never ever get to sing like that in my life. Like I don't have that bite in me. It's so good.
Yeah, it was really cool to hear her voice in person. It sounded like so much cooler in person. Like obviously she sounds great, but in person it was so much cooler.
100%. If you would like to answer the second question in the queue, feel free to tackle it, but no obligation. It kind of puts Katie on the spot a little bit, Brendan.
Brendan, my favorite song of yours is Dreamer at Heart.
Cool.
I love that one.
I appreciate the response. Appreciate the question, Brendan. Okay, so yeah, I mean, now, Brendan, as long as we're here, how would you spin that in reverse? What's your favorite Catey Peters song in person? Be curious. Feel free to address that as you wish. Nicro says, a favorite song for us to cover. Can I reply with a highlight? I suppose so, yeah. Feel free to throw that in there if you have it. But I think it's really great that you've tackled a lot of different types of music, Katie. I think it's neat to see that variety in what you do. It is really it just speaks to your breadth of like what you listen to. And you mentioned you had playlists with like 200 plus songs or thousands of songs. That's pretty wild. Pretty neat, All in all, pretty good stuff. Okay. Brendan has an answer. Okay, let's throw this together. Now, I don't know what this is an answer to. I've lost track of the cue. Oh, this one. Okay. All right, let's give this a shot. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, Katie, I'll put this together. So yeah, you mentioned that you met a lot of these folks in person. It's kind of a cool moment, like to see. Let's see. Let's play out this ad, but what was the backstory of your meeting your fellow friends? So Hannah and Joseph, and then Brendan, and I think at some point Calvin was part of that too.
Yeah, so I'll start with Calvin. It was really, really sneaky. He came to one of my rare live gigs, and I think Brendan like did some behind the scenes noodling, and he basically told Calvin like where it was, what time to come, and I was setting up my equipment, and I heard Calvin's voice because like he has such a distinct voice,
Right.
especially when he's talking. And I heard it and I was like, that is so weird. Someone here like sounds like Calvin. And I like did a little look around, and I knew where Brendan was sitting, so like I glanced over to Brendan and I saw him talking to someone, and I like kind of like focused my eyes in more, and I was like, holy crap, that's Calvin Thomas music right now. And we had never met yet, and I've always been such a big fan of his, and I was really like intimidated going over like at first, because I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so exciting. It's always like nerve-wracking to like meet people like
Definitely.
you meet on the internet too. Like doesn't matter who you are, it's like you're nerve-wracked, it's like nervous. But it was really fun to meet Calvin, and he's such a sweetie. He's an absolute sweetheart. And then when it came to meeting Hannah and her partner Joseph for the first time, they had also come down to where me and Brendan live, and I think it was another one of those things where like Brendan kind of orchestrated like the meetups, and Brendan's like this puppet behind the scenes. He like just he knows how to do everything.
Yeah.
Like he's working 24/7 around the clock. Like he just doesn't stop. And really appreciate him. He kind of set it up also for me to like be able to come and join. And like we had like a nice little moment in like one of our local parks, and we were able to do a stream all together, and we ended the night with some really good food at a local restaurant, and we just kind of talked forever. And it's always just so, it's really nice when like those meetings go, you know, more than how you imagine they would, and they transpire into like just so much more, and it's just really nice. And I'm really excited for Paris too, because
Yeah.
you know, if this is already how like it's like, I can't wait to meet so many more fellow Twitch musicians, because
Yeah.
the bar is set really high already. So I'm like, how can this get topped already? And well, we'll see what happens.
I anticipate really great moments for you in TwitchCon Paris too. I think these meetings have a lot of magic to them, and it just speaks to the quality of the people that are involved. So I feel good about your chances there. Let's go play the clip. Let's see what we got over here. So here it is. This is all of you meeting in Maryland. Here's the song, folks.
Oh my god, yes. I'm trying to find the chords. Wait.
I see you, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play some of this.
That was a cool little setup we had.
Yeah. Right, Joe?
it's really cool because this was like the first time all of us had ever played this song together. Like every time we were doing songs, it was always our first time playing them together, so you didn't really know what to expect.
Right. And you didn't have a chance to rehearse this beforehand, right?
Exactly.
Wow. This really came together. Brendan says that chord change is my favorite. It's pretty cool. It is really good. Amazing stuff. I hope... Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I really like that.
Rain, have a great rest of your night too. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, Rain. You're really incredible to join us for this evening. Rain says it was nice to meet you, Catey.
That was so awesome, guys. That was
Hey.
so fun. You guys are awesome.
That was awesome.
I
That was
love
awesome.
that.
I want to do that again. That was really fun. That was really
It's like
That was,
overwhelming
my
because,
favorite.
like I
time
said, it's
ever.
our first time playing all that together.
Yeah.
So, like, the emotions are like just so high.
Rain, I appreciate your commitment, your point. I will try to catch a stream of yours soon. It was nice to meet you, Catey. Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you, Rain. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you.
And friends, you can also follow our friend Rain in the chat. There's a link in the chat, I believe, in there. Give her a friend a follow. Rain knows a little bit of music himself too. C-Dub, thank you for the claps. Alistair says it shows the talent cause they're all so used to in-ears and the delay. That's true. Isn't it weird? Isn't it funny? Is it funny to like interact with music that quickly, that instantly? There's no delays or there's no assumed delays or anything like that.
Yeah, if you know me, you know I love my reverb. I have it right here
Mhm.
because I use reverb all the time, but I loved it so much, and honestly, nothing beats the live version for me. So
It's such a, I can imagine the tingles. I keep using the word tingles, but do you feel? I can feel that. I can imagine tingles. People playing your song, like it's like this is my song. I wrote this, and they're playing this, and they're all jamming along to it. Somebody's doing bass, somebody's doing rhythm, somebody's doing a guitar solo like Brendan was doing, and you're singing along. It was really cool. It's really cool to see that.
yeah,
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Catey, I follow up to all this. Your voice is definitely a really good voice for this type of music. It's like a soothing, calm, very cozy voice. Who would you attribute as your inspirations for the way you sing?
I like to listen to a lot of. Let's see, I like Nora Jones. She's a really great female artist that I vibe with. Sarah Bareilles, she's another one. And on the even though this is a different gender than me, Coldplay, even though it's the male voice, they're still really, really similar vibes to me. Trying to think of who else, but I mean, I'm sure you guys can understand just those references alone. Those are who I vibe with.
I
There's so
feel
many more though.
yeah. I mean, and I've been on your channel before when you did an Aurora Jones song, and that's a good fit. That fits.
Mm-hmm.
It tracks. It's big time trackable.
Tracks.
Yeah. Now Dylan is also in that clip too. Dylan, as a session musician, Dylan has never played bass like that before, and he played the night before ours. Perhaps his blistered fingers. Wow. Favorite song to play from the DCB repertoire? Says Brendan. That's a good. I don't know who DCB is.
That's my DCB is short for me and my husband's names, the Dylan and Catey band. When we first met, we had our little band moment. So we would play live gigs together a lot when we both had more free time. So one of my favorite songs that me and Dylan do together is probably Sex and Candy, because I can't play the riff in that song, and that song needs the riff. So Dylan, when we're playing it, he can play the riff. So that's my favorite one to do.
I love that song. So that's really cool.
Mhm.
I'd love to hear that sometime. Is there a clip of it out there? I mean, we can do that off stream, but if you have it, feel free to send it later. But
I can send you something. Yeah,
nice, thank you.
there it is.
Great song. Used to play that a lot. Nice. Yeah. But I can see the transition there. I mean, as you mentioned, like there are pluses and minuses to playing in real life. Like it's great to get the instant reaction from people in the crowd, but there's also the instant reaction from people in the crowd. Sometimes they can get a little less than savory. So, I've seen it secondhand. So Crazy's up there for me too. Oh, nice. Crazy, like which Crazy? The one from Etta James, or no. No, I'm sorry, not you.
The Gnarls Barkley one.
Gnarls Barkley. Yeah, I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. Do you do that just in real time, or do you loop with that too?
I loop that one too. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. No, that's a great song for looping. That's why I was asking that. Like, that's a great. Okay, cool. Really cool. Yeah, I was gonna. It was on the tip of my tongue. King, Patsy Cline, right? Patsy Cline, absolutely. By the way, King, I know you had asked. You've asked this question from time to time. Who are the three people that one would want to jam with? Katie's answer to the question was brought up earlier tonight, and the answer is the people in this photo. You have Hannah Rebekah and IndubitablyBrendan, and I think you had a third person too, right? I wasn't sure who was your husband, but there's a third person in there as well. Sunday Morning is Your Song. Oh, is that the one from? It sounds familiar. Oh, that's from Maroon 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday Morning. That's a great song. Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fun fact, Patsy Cline played in an old nightclub here back in the day. Sweet. Which venue would you most like to... We answered that too. Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field was a big one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got into those questions as well, but King, yeah. Wrigley Field. And then you mentioned venues around D.C., so like all the cool venues in Washington, D.C. area would be like another place that would be really fun. So, yeah. Dilly says, I love playing that with Katie. Oh, man. That's so cool. That's so cool. Well, Katie, it's about that time. Yeah. And King, thank you for joining us tonight. Go follow our friend King Downbreaker. King is really cool. Good friend of ours. But as you go forth, what are you most looking forward to, in addition to TwitchCon? Because I know TwitchCon is like a huge, huge thing. And wow, what an exciting series of memories that are about to happen to you. But on top of that, what's coming up on your channel? Like, what cool things can we look forward to in the near future?
Well, in the near future, specifically my plans for 2023 still, we have half the year left. Plenty of time to accomplish so much. My biggest goals for the rest of the year, I really want to put out my first single. I have yet to have any original music recorded, put out on the mainstream music. So that's one of my goals, is to get at least one song out there this year. I know we can make it happen. I know it will happen. It's probably going to be Neverland. I have about 10 original songs. I'm thinking it's going to be Neverland because that's kind of like the song, you know, for my Twitch channel and everything. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is doing that. And you know, TwitchCon's going to be really big for me. I might even want to try to go to the Vegas one later. I know that one's going to happen later in the year. I think October. That one would be really fun to try to make too. So yeah.
Well, if you can
Main
make either
goals is
one,
to focus on original music.
yeah. I love the plan. I'm rooting hard for Neverland to get. That's a great song. Like we just heard it earlier tonight, folks. Like it'll be a really, really great song to be released as your debut Spotify single. If you can hang out with our friend Katie and make that happen, I assume there are probably goals and bit goals and other ways you can contribute to make that happen, and definitely do so if you can. Yeah, it's all right. I'll be fine would be a good intro. Yeah, right. Davey has hot fingers. He wants to play his piano. Well, no, I'm not going to play any piano tonight. So, but I appreciate. I did enjoy that comment. Katie, this has really been a really great time. I just want to remind everybody, if you're not following our friend Catey Peters, please do. You can see it's a it's already it's a very cool hang, really cozy hang. I really want to thank you for taking the time to hang out with us tonight. Best wishes in your career, and definitely, hopefully, we can get some. Hopefully, your original music does make it out to Spotify and you know, all the platforms. Really great. You mean Katie's gonna sing us? No, I wouldn't say that exactly. But I'll tell you what we can do. Let's thank some of you tonight for your help. I want to thank so many people for hanging out. I appreciate all the follows. Like, I wanted to start with that. Like, y'all have been really kind. Katie, it means a lot to have you on this program. I'm glad to have your company. And yeah, you know, if you need to promote anything, let us know. We'd be glad to get the word out about it. You know, either here or on socials. So, Jamie, thank you for mentioning your falafel exploits. Tina, thank you for your help with mod tonight. Mod love in the chat, folks. Thank you for the resubs, everybody. Really great stuff. So yeah, throw out some mod love, everybody. Mod love, however you can do it. Mod love emotes, mod love exclamation point mod love. I'd appreciate that. So, Katie, you have a lot of friends, particularly friends inside of the Fever to Tell team. I would like to give you some the option to raid someone that you are a fan of, so we could go there for a raid tonight. Just let us know what sounds good to you.
Okay. I will take a look real fast.
Hmm.
I see. So we could do. We have Ladybird. We also have Kevin Chambers Music. He's doing duets and harmonies with BB.
Oh yeah, Kevin Chambers is awesome. Yeah. And then Skies of Blue. And then you said Ladybird?
Yeah, Ladybird.
Ladybird, okay. Let me see. I do not know if I follow Ladybird. Let me go take a look. Give me just a second. I'll see where everybody's at. Oh, yeah. So Ladybird has done some collabs, right? I understand.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I think that's a good call. Okay. Ladybird Uke. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And it fits your vibe too. Like, it's got like a cozy vibe too, yes? Cool. Okay. So, Katie, thank you again. When will your next stream be? We should make sure to let everyone know so that I'll hang out with you.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
Okay.
That's when you can find me. And I also just want to say thank you, Davey. I really appreciate you having me on the show. This was super, super fun getting to talk, and your chat is super lovely, by the way. Everyone in your community is very welcoming, and I felt very at home and very, very cozy here talking to you guys today.
Well, thank you so much. Yeah, the feeling is mutual. It was really great to get to introduce myself to several members of your cool community, and you all have been great, very warm to all of us tonight. So thank you so much as well. All right, friends. So let's go start the raid. We're gonna go hang out with Ladybird. But I would also say yes, definitely give our friend Kevin and B Flat a follow too. Like they are really kind people. I do hope you get to have a great time hanging out with them when you get to TwitchCon Las Vegas. Like that sounds really great. But tonight we're gonna go hang out with Ladybird Uke. That is gonna be good. Yeah, there's a link. If you want to follow Catey, just click on her name in the title of the stream, and you can follow her channel. Well, and she'll be there Tuesdays and Thursdays as well, so that's great, and Sundays, so that's really great. We let's get the raid calls in the chat, mods, if you're out there. Raid calls. I spoke no lies. Will tell you, you're not evil, Alistair. I appreciate you being here tonight. It was really good to see you, by the way. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. So here's the raid call. This is the way we do it. We do it with Borks. There you go. Copy whichever one you applies to you. And we're going to hang out with Ladybird Uke tonight, friends. That should be really great. Please give Ladybird Uke a follow. Very talented musician, my friends. And we'll start this out. And all much love. Thank you. Friends, take care. I will be back either Wednesday... And that might be it. I'm so sorry. Like it's been so busy. Like I've been out doing a lot of things. Some of them are Twitch related, some of them are not.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be here on Wednesday night. If I am, great. And if not, maybe I'll see you Saturday. So take care for now. Catey, you can find Catey Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure to hang out with her too. And we'll see you soon. Bye everyone. Thank you so much. Hang out with Ladybird Uke. We'll start the raid. Copy the raid call. Follow our friend Ladybird Uke when we get there. And we'll see ya. We'll see ya pretty soon. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate ya. Take care, friends.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.